Hello everyone, odedex here, welcome to episode 115 of Sim to Let's Play. So today, I'd like to finally interface my B products with the rest of my applied logistics system. I'm gonna do this in two steps, just like I did my original storage system. So first I'm gonna start with all the products, and then I'm going to basically take over all the processing as well. So as you can see, I've got myself 3 empty 16K storage upgrades, and I know I can change them into one 64K, but at the moment I want to keep them like that. And I also got this half empty. Always look at the half full glass, by the way. It's half full. Half full data storage disk, and those two full 64Ks, but I'm gonna mainly rely on those three. Okay, so like I did previously with the storage, first I'm gonna, okay, let's do it step by step. So first let's route everything, all the new products from here on end, into my storage system. So I'm gonna need an interface. And I'm gonna need some cables, and pretty much everything else is taken care of. Now let's see, how can I get this to work? So let's forget about getting rid of those things. Let's assume that I want to store everything. So if I take everything from here and this and break this wall, I have access to my applied logistics, and if I just place the ME interface, anything from here on end, whoops, wrong tube, will be stored in my applied logistics system, anything being processed. Now the next step would be to basically empty out all those barrels, already existing barrels, into my system. So let's do that. So first, I need to break all those things, all those tubes and covers, and get some import pipes, or import buses to be more precise. Those are not pipes, those are buses. I need to get used to that. It's not the same thing. Okay, so this is gone. And let's get some import. Let's just craft 8. And use those. It's gonna take a little bit. And in the meantime I can also start storing everything else. So everything that's gonna be stored here anyway. I might want to pre-format a 64K actually to hold all the B products, maybe. Nah, okay, I'll keep it as is for the time being. Okay, so taking my 8 import buses, I'm gonna connect them obviously only 8 at a time, I don't have more than 8. So let's start with these products and connect them to everything here. It's gonna be ugly, but it's all temporary, so there is no problem there. And it will start taking items out. Let's just change that to be a stack at a time. And everything should start taking care of itself. I'm gonna need to monitor my storage system. I could create more data disks if I needed to, but I'd like to make sure that everything seems to be working. Everything seems to be in working order. Beeswax, honeydew, royal jelly, honey drop. Most products are already empty by now, probably. Yeah, all of them actually, except for beeswax. Okay, so let's break all those unused barrels, whoops, and do the same for the rest. Okay, so like I did before, using my trusty gravity gun, I'm simply gonna replace barrels on already existing buses, so the process can be faster instead of me just replacing those buses again. And you can see, because most storage units, most barrels just have a few stacks or less, it's getting done really, really fast. So this is already empty. Those are going to be empty as well in a second. Probably still going to take a bit, but overall it's still going to be relatively short. And yeah, Alright, so the process is complete. All the storage is now being done in my Platinum logistics system, which is pretty good. It now looks a lot cleaner, I won't lie. This is pretty much a good thing. So yeah, the next step would be to pretty much integrate the entire processing unit to be part of my Platinum logistics system as well. So it basically has two steps. The first one is the divide between things that needs to be processed or not. And since I'm using the same system, the same storage system for everything, it doesn't actually matter at all. And basically the processing system. So it's gonna be similar pretty much to what I was doing in my mining processing unit, but overall it's gonna be a lot easier. So let's start doing something like this. So first, let's integrate everything that comes. Let's take a quick look how my storage disks are doing. Okay, so this is pretty much the same. This is, yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. This one has 63 types of items. Ooh, okay. How does the inventory looks? Not that bad. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. So I'm going to need to interface. I need this pipe to directly connect to my applied energy sticks. So can I do something like here? Yeah, I can. Nice, perfect. So let's connect an ME cable. Let's break some walls first. Okay, so let's connect an ME cable right here and an interface right here. And let's restore some broken floors. Okay. And simply tell that instead of anything that goes to the blue line, anything goes to the green line. Okay. So this from now on is useless. This is also useless. This is also useless. This. And as soon as this finishes processing whatever it has, this is now also useless. And I could also break some of those power cables, or actually I keep them if I'm going to use them to process the other things. Alright, so this can also be removed. And okay, and now everything is being stored in my Planet logistics system, so you're gonna start seeing some combs in here. And this is pretty much what I have to take care of in terms of processing. Now this is gonna be a slightly annoying process, which actually maybe keeping the comb processing outside may be a good idea. Because eventually I'm gonna start having a ton of combs but then again I have to filter out all the non-comb products. Okay, let's do this. Maybe I'm gonna change that back in the future. Okay, so I'm gonna need to have my squeezer, whatever it was, and my centrifuge. I'm gonna need to have it right about here. Now it's gonna need to have some very large excess availability. So let's place it right about here, the center of the room. It's relatively ugly, but it's gonna have its uses, the fact that there's so much room. Or you know what, let's place it right about here, then I can expand over there if I need to. Okay, so I'm gonna need a relay, facing down of course. So relay looks like this. And I'm gonna need one import and a couple of exports. So I'm gonna need 4 exports. Let's do this and 1 import. Quickly craft one. There we go. Actually, where are all my import buses? I should have had a lot from here. Where did I place them? Oh, they're still on me. Okay, that was silly. Anyway, so the import bus will be connected right here from the side. Let's move the torch over here. And this cable will obviously be connected back here. So everything is connected. This makes no difference to the water. So everything in the centrifuge will be exported back into the system. I'm gonna also need to connect it to some power. So let's break some blocks here and get some redstone conduits. Okay, so very easily just connect everything like this. I'm gonna need to break some blocks here. And obviously all the unnecessary conduits can be removed. So this, all of those unnecessary. And we can nicely hide everything as well. So anything that can be hidden should. Alright. This can also look a little bit better. Right, good enough. And the last thing remaining to do is simply place a bunch of export buses all around that relay that will simply push all the combs that I have. Now every export bus is limited to having only 8 at a time. So every time I'm going to have more than a multiplication of 8, I'm going to need to add more export buses. And this is kind of the slight drawback. You can see already how it looks. So right off the bat I'm going to have at least 2 export buses, and if I'm going to expand on my bees and all my bee species in the future, I'm going to need to have more and more over time. But overall, it shouldn't be too much of a big problem, and of course I can also add more centrifuges eventually, so that's not a problem as well. And again, this is why I like it more than I like my previous system, for pretty much the same reason that previously my buffer size for the centrifuge was basically 9 slots. If that relay had 9 slots filled up with combs, any other comb trying to access the relay from the Buildcraft pipes would simply spill out and eventually disappear or cause lag. Both are bad. So using this applied logistics system, everything can simply start building up within the inventory system. So this is why I like it more. Overall, this is why I like applied logistics more, because everything is like the same inventory. Everything is the same unit, so everything is connected. Okay, I like to have a laser gun on me actually. You can store this, and let's start filtering out combs. So everything I have here basically. Now I'm going to need, every so often I'm going to need to make sure that, again, I'm going to need to have a look, make sure that everything is indeed as it should be, but overall this is pretty much working. Okay, I'm going to need to add one more right off the bat, and I'm also going to need to have some ME cables. Cables. So connect it right here and do this. Okay, and those input. There we go. Alright, so everything from here on in should be taken care of by applied logistics, anything related to bees. So bee storage, bee products, not bee storage, but bee product storage, and everything should be taken care of. You can already see everything being outputted where there is room. Okay, those 6 are not going anywhere. Is it because there is no room, or is it because there were something new? Let's actually give it a quick look. And this is what I was saying, that I'm going to need to have to keep maintaining it. This is kind of the only drawback. Okay, simmering comb should be working. Oh, I guess the relay was simply full, so that's fine. Parched comb should be fine, and fiery comb is actually something new, so let's add that. It actually would be nice if there was an option, kind of like a smarter export bus, that you can simply write the name comb and it will simply try to export anything with the name comb in it. That's kind of a really long stretch, but Who knows? That might actually be interesting. However, I think in terms of Minecraft, searching the inventory every single time for combs, the word comb, might be a little bit too much in terms of processing. Uh, Basically being very heavy on your Minecraft world, so that might not be such a great idea, but I think it's nice. Alright, so everything looks a lot cleaner, I won't lie. I guess you guys think so as well. And I finally move around here and everything has a face. The only thing is that whenever I want to access something, I'm going to need to access it either wirelessly, although I cannot do it yet because I don't have the upgrades yet, or simply come here. Now, I could add one more ME terminal, and actually, you know what, let's do that. Let's add one more terminal so it looks nicer. Let's quickly craft one. So terminal requires conversion matrix, ME cable, glass and iron. I did not create a recipe for this, and I'm not going to. It's something that I'm rarely going to create, so there is no reason spending the blank data disk and everything on it. So okay, so glass, iron, conversion matrix, and some cable. This is also new. Let's take care of that. Okay, so conversion matrix, just one, please. And I'd like to take that, if I can find it. So one access terminal. And simply replace, not even replace that block so it will look better. Just like this, and I can access the same network just from here. Pretty much exactly the same. Now let's have a quick look, just for random reference. Okay, so I'm now consuming about 8 units per tick, which is approximately 40 EU per tick, which should mean that, yeah, 2 geothermal generators should be pretty much permanently on. Yeah, this, okay, there is some slight fluctuation here, I guess, I don't know. Something isn't so perfect, but overall seems to be working just fine. Just going to keep track of combs now. Okay, so I did actually manage to get a nice amount of quartz off screen, so let's increase the wireless thingy, the thing that I wanted to do previously but I didn't have enough crystals to do. I'm gonna do this manually, no recipes, no nothing, so I'm gonna need 32 crystals, a stack of iron and half a stack of redstone. Let's get the quartz, only 32. Because you can only apply up to 16 in each wireless transmitter, so there is no reason not to. You can see I can hold 32, but the moment I'm gonna try and place them inside here, this happens. So I cannot place more than 16. And now let's do some testing. How far can I actually access it? If I'm right here in the middle, can I access it? Nope. Okay, this is derpy. Okay, it seems like the wireless, it's completely forgotten what it's supposed to be doing, so let's, it says linked, but not really. Okay, it works from here. It works from here. It works from here. Alright, so I guess so it was kind of derpy for a second there, but yeah, it's working. Okay, how far can it go? Okay, right here, no signal. Signal. Oh, overall, around my base it works, so not bad. Not bad at all. Pretty good. Okay, there is some... Of course I can simply add more of those wireless transmitters, so there is no problem there, but it's kind of nice. I can access it from all over my area. Okay, so another thing I'd like to integrate into my Planogistic system is automatic red power solar panels crafting. I've made this little system before, but I'm not really using it because it's kind of completely unreliable. The way it works, the way the priorities work with wherever Nicolite goes and whenever Silicon Bull goes, yeah, it's not really reliable. So I'd like to actually change that and integrate this entire at least idea of basically adding solar panels crafting to my flat energy system. So let's do that. So first let's take care of everything here. So let's remove everything here. It's no longer, it's going to be needed. And it will also give me some of the basic materials to already hold on me, so that will be a nice thing to have, although I'm going to have a ton of Nicolite now. But here is the nice thing about my change to my system. Now I can simply access it wirelessly and dump everything in here. So this is one of the reasons why I added this thing. Makes everything look nicer, I think. Okay, so let's start thinking about it. So let's see. Crafting a solar panel. Let's keep getting rid of this. Okay, so crafting a solar panel requires blue alloy ingots and blue doped wafers. Blue alloy ingots are cooked within an alloy furnace with 1 silver and 4 Nicolite. And blue doped wafers are cooked also in an alloy furnace with 1 silicon wafer and 4 Nicolite as well. So I'm thinking about, I think just using an alloy furnace as is and simply integrating it with the different buses will work. I'm just hoping that if I ask for a little bit too much, it won't clog the system, but it's something we're going to have to simply find out. So let's start making it. So I already have a red power electricity access point around here. I'm just going to make sure, like, connect it somehow to my basement. Let's see if I connect it right here, and then right here. Okay, that will be kind of my access point. It will be very ugly, but it's gonna have to work. Okay, so let's get, what do I have? Do I have batteries? I don't think I have batteries. Let's make some battery blocks. Alright, so actually I think I'm gonna add the recipes to craft those battery blocks. Even though Nicolite is not yet something that I can craft, it's gonna be in a moment, so let's just add it right now. So this is the basic battery, and for the battery block you're gonna need, I think, 4 of those. This, some wood, or it's basically, no, it's this. I actually forgot to bring some iron with me. Oops, wrong iron. This is the right iron. So iron, blue alloy ingot, batteries, and some wood gives me the battery box. And so now I can craft those automatically in theory. If I dump some of those things in here, we should be able to. So let's craft, say 8. Yeah, there we go. No problem. Okay, so I'm gonna connect it directly just using batteries, same that I was doing with my kinetic motor, so it's gonna have simply a very large buffer of energy available to it. So say if I'm gonna have everything connected right here, so let's do it like this. So it will be going up. And this is gonna be very ugly, but it's gonna work nevertheless, so I don't care. Okay, I'm gonna need some more batteries. Let's create 8 more. Okay. So it's gonna be connected right here. Okay, so this is my power access. Should start powering up any second now. Yeah, there we go. So power starts flowing. Eventually all the buffers will fill up and it will have everything it needs. So let's actually connect everything else. Okay, so I think I better fill up those inventory slots with empty batteries so there are no problems with my interfaces. And I'm gonna need also some blank patterns, so let's just create 10. And get some normal batteries. Let's get 2 and 10 more. Okay. and I'm simply gonna fill them up, just fill the inventory slots. So whenever I place an ME interface here, it won't try to interact with those inventories because they will simply be full. It won't be able to push anything into them. This is just a quick kind of a backdoor solution, but it works nevertheless, so who cares? Okay, so this is fine. That tube cannot interface with it by accident, so that's also fine. You can fill up those block holes. Okay. So a blue electric alloy furnace has basically two areas that I'm interested in: the top and the right face. Those are the important faces. So for the top, I'm going to need an ME interface, and for the side, I'm going to need an export bus. So not export, import. An import bus and an ME interface. And you know what? I think I'm going to go, instead of one blue electric furnace and many different recipes on one ME interface, I think I'm going to go for every ME interface will have its own blue alloy furnace. This way it will make sure, yeah, this will pretty much make sure that there is no issues with recipes heating each other and everything. So there are no cloggings or anything else like that. Okay, so the first recipe I'm going to paste is 8 sand and 8 coal makes 1 silicon boule. So 8 sand, I'm actually going to need to craft one to be able to imprint the recipe. So add one and this. Because you're simply gonna need to have the silicon boule itself to imprint the recipe, otherwise you can't do that. You cannot teach the pattern if it's an unusual pattern, and it is one. So 8 sand and 8 coal means 1 silicon boule, and paste it, code it, whatever. And that's gonna go right here. And later I'm gonna import it. And I'm gonna import without any filtering, without anything, also 1 stack at a time. Okay, then I'm going to add the recipe that you can actually cut a silicon boule using a diamond handsaw. So let's first add the recipe for a diamond handsaw. So I already have iron on me, I'm going to have some diamonds and some sticks. So the system knows that you can craft it. So got the recipe for a diamond handsaw. I should actually have one or two or a couple right about here. Yeah, I have one. So let's just drop it in here. Or actually, let's cut it. So, oh, I have the silicon boules already. Okay, so the recipe will be that if you place a silicon boule and a handsaw, you get this. And this is a new recipe added here. Okay, so this is done. Okay, let's go forward. Okay, so obviously with electricity, I don't have to use any cable. I simply can place another furnace nearby and it will start working, so there is no problem. So this interface will do the recipe that if you combine a silicon boule and for nickelite, you get the blue silicon wafer, or whatever it's called. Let's actually again make one because it's an unusual recipe, so in order to paste it I'm going to have it. So 4 of those and 1 of this gives me something, I don't recall exactly the name even. Blue doped wafer. That's right. I got some spare hand saws on me, which is awesome. Okay, so the recipe again will be if you give me 1 silicon wafer and 4 nickelite, not like this, I'll give you back a blue doped wafer and encode. And that goes in here in the processing part of this ME interface. Oops. And I got blue doped wafers, and last thing I just need is the actual nickelite. So not nickelite, but blue alloy ingots. So another blue electric furnace, another import, another ME interface, and teach that if you give me 1 silver and 4 Nicolite, I'll give you back one blue alloy ingot. Code, done. And now for the actual recipe itself, if you give me one blue alloy ingot and 8 of those things, blue doped wafers, I'm gonna give you back a solar panel. Let's place this in here, and let's place this in here, and let's connect everything. So I'm going to need some cables. Okay, and it should be working. And I emphasize that it should because there are always surprises. I'm just thinking on how to connect it nicely. Let's just connect it like this. Would I go like this? Yeah, I'm gonna go like this every time. Okay, then let's do one layer deeper. Okay, so it's connected underground. Okay, so right before ending the episode, let's see that everything works. So everything here is on stack mode. There are no problems. Okay, this gives me this. Everything should be working. Let's see how everything works. So give me, please, pretty please, give me one solar panel. Okay, actually, okay, so first let's get rid of everything. Okay. So I'm gonna have some spare materials here now that it's gonna be able to craft from, which is kind of unfair. Let's give me 64 solar panels. Let's go crazy. What is it going to do? Did it send anything here? Anything being cooked right now? Okay, I got some silicon wafers being cooked. This is not doing anything. What will happen when this will finish? By the way, there is something I did in my... Okay, so it does... Oh, okay, so it goes one step at a time. Oh, nice. So it's looking for the silicon wafers, the blue doped wafers. I guess then it will look for the blue alloy ingot, even though it has it. But there you go. Now I have one of those. Okay, so it does it one step at a time. It might be a little bit odd, but it should overall be relatively fine. Okay, awesome. So it's working, at least now. I'm going to track it a little bit, see how it turns out, but it seems to be working just fine. Alright, so integrated both my B products and solar panel crafting system, the red power solar panels. And yeah, so as always, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.